A doctor in Egypt 3,500 years ago looked at his patient's chest and wrote 6 words that still exist today. There is no treatment. He was describing cancer, not stress, not modern food, not pollution. A disease we often think of as modern existed thousands of years before us, and the evidence gets darker the further back you look. When scientists started digging, literally, the answer was disturbing. First, what is cancer? It's not a poison. It's not a virus. Cancer is simply a cell that forgot the rules. Every cell in your body is programmed to grow, do its job, and eventually die. Cancer begins when a mutation makes a cell ignore that last step. It keeps growing. And here's the important part. That can happen in any living thing with cells. So the real question isn't whether ancient humans got cancer. It's how bad it was, and how we can possibly know. That's where paleopathology comes in. Paleopathology is the study of ancient diseases. Scientists examine bones, fossils, and mummies, looking for signs of illness from the distant past. They compare ancient damage to modern medical cases, using X-rays, CT scans, and microscopes to investigate remains that are thousands or even millions of years old. And what they found was shocking. Evidence appeared in Africa, Europe, Egypt, the Americas. Cancer was global and ancient. The first major discovery came from South Africa. In 2016, scientists examined a small foot bone belonging to Homo naledi, a distant human ancestor. The bone contained osteosarcoma, bone cancer. And it wasn't a guess. The diagnosis was confirmed under a microscope. The bone was around 1.7 million years old. That's before Homo sapiens even existed. Think about that for a second. Cancer wasn't waiting for us to invent processed food. It wasn't waiting for pollution. It wasn't waiting for modern life. It was already here, long before we were human. The same disease that scares millions of people today was affecting ancient relatives of ours nearly 2 million years ago. But here's what nobody asks. Forget the science for a second. What was it actually like to be a prehistoric human with cancer? No doctor, no diagnosis, no word for it. You just hurt. A lump appeared. A bone started aching. And nobody, not you, not your tribe, had any idea what was happening. You weren't sick with cancer. You were just dying, slowly, painfully, with no explanation. Some anthropologists believe early humans probably attributed cancer symptoms to evil spirits, curses, or punishment from nature. Because what else could explain a body that was destroying itself from the inside? With no wound, no predator, no reason. Imagine this. You wake up one morning. Nothing happened yesterday. No fight, no fall, no bad food. But your shoulder hurts. Deep, wrong. You don't say anything at first, but a week later there's a lump, and your tribe notices. That's when everything changes. Not because of the pain, because of the people around you. They start sleeping further away from you. Not all at once, slowly. One night, someone moves their sleeping spot, then another, then another. Nobody says why. They don't have to. You're cursed. Something chose you. And in a world where survival depends on the group, being chosen by something dark means you're a threat to everyone. The shaman tries. Rituals, fire, animal bones, chanting. Nothing works. And when the shaman can't fix you, that's the moment your tribe knows. This isn't a wound. This isn't a fever. This is something that doesn't leave. You die weeks later, still confused, still in pain, still not knowing that what killed you wasn't a curse. It was a cell. One single cell that forgot how to stop growing. Your tribe never spoke your name again. In many prehistoric cultures, the dead who died of unknown causes were erased. Their name, their memory, out of fear that whatever took them might follow the sound of it. They erased his name, but they couldn't erase what killed him, because thousands of years later, it was still there. This time, someone finally wrote it down. Egypt is a goldmine for paleopathologists, because mummification preserved soft tissue, and soft tissue is where most cancers live. Scientists have CT scanned hundreds of mummies, tumors in the colon, in the bladder, in the breast, in the bone. One study scanned 137 mummies and found clear evidence of cancer in multiple. The Egyptians even described it in writing. The Edwin Smith papyrus from 1600 BC describes breast tumors and says, roughly translated, there is no treatment. They knew. They just couldn't do anything. But here's what nobody talks about. Ancient Egyptians had cancer at a fraction of our modern rate. Why? The answer changes how you think about your own life. The dinosaur confirmation. In 2020, scientists confirmed osteosarcoma, a bone cancer, in a Centrosaurus dinosaur that lived 76 million years ago. This wasn't a guess. They cut the fossil and compared it under a microscope to modern human cancer biopsies. The cellular structure was nearly identical. Cancer was killing creatures before mammals existed, before primates, before us. It's not a human disease. It's a life disease. The elephant paradox and the future. Elephants have 100 times more cells than humans. Statistically, they should get cancer constantly, but they almost never do. The reason? Elephants have 20 copies of a tumor-suppressing gene called TP53. Humans have 2. That gene is basically a cancer kill switch, and elephants have 10 times more of them. Scientists isolated those extra copies and tested them in the lab. Result: cells with elephant TP53 destroyed cancer cells at rates humans can't match. They're essentially building a cancer-killing mechanism from elephant DNA right now. But here's the uncomfortable twist. Even with all of this, some scientists argue cancer might be impossible to fully eliminate, not because we're not smart enough. Some of the world's top oncologists now believe the future of cancer isn't killing it. It's something far more radical. Here's where it gets philosophically dark. Cancer evolves. When you hit it with treatment, the weak cells die, and the strong ones survive and reproduce. The cancer adapts. It's the same mechanism as antibiotic resistance, except the thing evolving is inside you. Some researchers now argue that trying to completely eliminate cancer is evolutionarily impossible. The future might not be a cure, it might be control. Living with cancer the way we live with other chronic conditions. Managing it, making it quiet. The cancer has been here for 76 million years. It might not be going anywhere. The question is whether we can make peace with it. So yes. Ancient humans got cancer. Homo naledi got cancer 1.7 million years ago. Dinosaurs got cancer 76 million years ago. Cancer isn't modern. It's ancient. It's biological. And the most honest thing science can tell us right now is this. We're not fighting a new enemy. We're fighting the oldest one. Now I need to know, do you think we'll ever fully cure cancer? Or are we heading toward just learning to live with it? Drop it in the comments. If this hit different, the next video goes even deeper into something about ancient humans that nobody talks about. See you there.